Yo, what's up, guys? All right, just going to jump straight into it. How to utilize video content to massively scale your business in 2023. And this isn't only for video content. This is for all content as a whole that'll grow your personal brand. And before I start, if you guys want this completely done for you on autopilot, book a call with my agency to start producing content that'll massively scale your business. Then just go to the link right here. And this whole document will be in the description below. But I'm just going to walk you through it. This is the exact process my agency uses to help others scale their business with video content. So if you're looking to start or grow a business in 2023, the best and fastest way is by creating both long form and short form video content. So what I mean by long form video content is like YouTube videos, and short form video content is TikToks, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels. And even if you want to do Facebook Reels and possibly even LinkedIn, those two work. I haven't tested it out that much, but I've seen success with other people that utilize those. But aside from a $0 cost, it builds an audience, inbounds more leads, directs traffic to your offer, and creates trust in your brand. It doesn't matter if you do lead generation, SEO, copywriting, SMMA, any business. If you're selling something that requires credibility and authority, you just need to be utilizing video content. So, why video content? Unless your business is scaling in revenue solely from referrals, you're probably doing some form of outreach. And even if your business is only doing referrals, you should still be utilizing video content because it'll grow your business even more. So like whether this form of outreach is cold calling, cold emailing, or cold DMing, you are pitching your service to someone who likely doesn't know who you are. This is why creating content is so valuable for businesses today, because creating content and building an audience gives authority to you in a niche that your target audience may not fully understand. So let's say that you do lead generation and you mainly do cold emailing. Your ideal customer might be agency owners that don't understand how cold email works. So when you create videos that showcase your expertise, you show them interest and value in an area that they might not fully understand. So people are much more receptive to hopping on a sales call with you if they've seen tons of videos of you explaining your knowledge in an area of interest, as opposed to some random person on the internet who they know nothing about and who could just be a scammer. So content creation goes hand in hand with outreach, because when you're cold emailing someone, as opposed to just pitching your service like everybody else, if you offer them, hey, I made this sales asset, or I made this YouTube video, would you like to check it out? It goes over exactly how to sign more clients with cold email. They'll be like, yeah, sure, why not? And then they'll watch that video and see the expertise and knowledge that you have as an individual and as a business owner, and they're more receptive to just hopping on that call with you to learn more about your process. So if you follow the process I created below, you'll learn exactly how to create content that actually converts. So first, you need to brainstorm content ideas. So what type of content should you produce? A majority of the content you create should address your ideal customer's pain points, problems, wants, desires, and how your service fixes them, aka provide value. Use social media to study your ideal customer profile. You want to check out the accounts of authority figures in your niche and see what questions their audience has. So for example, if your business is selling sales training courses, you want to find an authority figure in sales training, someone like Cole Gordon, and go through their social media accounts and write down questions that their audience and their followers have for them. So for this video, this 7-step sales process video, somebody asked, can you do a video about preventing objections and give examples, please? And then he just says, like, I have to think about it, objection. And then he just pretty much wants to know, like, what should he do if a prospect in a sales call says, I have to think about your service. So for every relevant question that you find, like this comment, write it down and create a piece of content that addresses the problem and your solution for this. So in this case, if you create a long form video describing the best practices to prevent objections, such as the one that guy commented, it would do a great job of conveying your knowledge of sales. So if you create a whole video talking about how to prevent certain objections, it'll create authority and expertise and knowledge among your brand itself. People will look at you and be like, wow, this guy clearly knows what he's talking about. He has all these videos talking about how to prevent certain things and all just aimed at sales. I want to buy his sales course because clearly he knows what he's talking about and he's successful with it. So aside from that, you also want to visit authority figures of your ideal customer profile. So not like authority figures that sell your service, but authority figures of people you want to sell to and see what problems they're running into. So once you understand what these problems are, you again want to produce content that turns these pain points and problems into benefits of your service. So for example, this YouTube account, let's say I run a lead generation agency, and then this account that has tons of followers would be an ideal customer for me. What you want to do is figure out like the biggest problems the agency, like let's say I do lead generation for agency owners. This guy clearly runs an agency. You want to figure out the biggest problems he's running into. Like maybe he's unable to book more calls because of his inability to do outreach on a mass scale. Make a video that goes over your exact process for doing mass cold email outreach. Go over what software you use, how to buy domains, scrape leads, and write email scripts that book sales calls. So basically you just want to figure out who your ideal customer is, who your ideal like authority figures are in that customer profile, and you just want to visit Reddit forums, Discord servers, Facebook groups, paid communities, and just further study that ideal customer profile, their problems that they run into, and how your service fixes them. Now you should have a bunch of content ideas. All right, so now once you have these content ideas, you're going to start creating long form content. So once you have your content idea for a specific pain point or problem, write out a super detailed explanation of your process and solution. You want to provide 95% of your sauce. Gatekeep a tiny bit of it so that your process can't be fully stolen. So for example, the creativity parts, let's say going back to the lead generation example, let's say you do lead generation, don't give them your exact scripts. Just go over how to do everything but what your exact scripts are. That way they won't steal your scripts. And you want to make the process as in-depth as possible. You want the viewer to see how complex and detailed your process is so that they understand the value of hiring you versus doing it themselves. So going back to the previous example, write out your exact process for preventing objections in sales calls. Create a strong title for your video and record yourself explaining your process. A simple video of you going over a document like this one is enough, but the more visuals you can provide of your process, the better. And you want to use a service or a software called vidIQ to help your video rank higher in SEO when people search for your video's keywords. So for example, if somebody was to type in how to prevent objections in sales calls, you want your video to be one of the first ones to pop up. You want to aim for titles with a score of 60 plus. This title itself, right here, would suffice for a video addressing the pain point at the top of this page. After your YouTube video is created, you want to turn it into a Google or Notion document like this one and create multiple Twitter threads to further leverage your content and grow your audience. You don't want to be using just one social media platform like YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. You want to use all of them. You want to create a personal brand in every single way possible. So now you have a YouTube video, a sales document, multiple Twitter threads, and short form video content if you just chop up the video into certain steps, all from one single pain point. So there are tons of pain points that your ideal customer runs into on a daily basis, and look at how much content you were able to create from just one of them. All right, now you got your long form content. Creating short form content. So your strategy when it comes to creating short form content should be different from creating long form content. What I mean by that is it just comes down to hook, story, offer. And this is Russell Brunson's, shout out Russell Brunson. This is his illustration and his idea. But in between your hook and story, it's also wise to provide social proof to establish credibility. So if you're about to go over your process to sign more clients, you first need to give some social proof as to why they should listen to you. So maybe if you say, this is the exact process I use to sign 10 new clients every single month. And make sure it's true, obviously. But yeah, like people need a reason as to why they should listen to you. So your hook. You need to grab the attention of the viewer and stop them from scrolling. Scroll through Instagram Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and see what catches your attention. You want to dissect the video and understand why the hook stopped you from scrolling. So like, what was it about the hook that just caught your attention? Figure that out. You need to get really good at writing hooks. The hook is probably one of the most important part of the short form content video. All right, story. The story is where you'll provide the actual content and value. Avoid rambling or going too in depth. You want to captivate the viewer's attention the whole time. So you need to keep the viewer from just being like, all right, this video sucks. Like you need to capture their attention and keep them watching the whole time. So don't spill the whole story or the whole script all at once. You want to kind of just nurture them through the whole video and just like kind of tease them almost. And then CTA. It is essential that you tell the viewer what to do after your video, otherwise they'll keep scrolling. So you want to encourage them to either follow your account, check out your offer, direct them to your long form video, aka your YouTube video, anything like that. So with your long form piece of content, you also want to chop it up into multiple short form videos. So if you create a video that showcases a 7-step process, clip up 7 short form videos, one for each step of the process. The goal of these videos is to build your audience and direct traffic to your long form video. So going back to the teasing idea, instead of teasing them throughout that video to watch till the end, you want to tease them to be like, all right, this is my exact step-by-step process. Watch the full YouTube video instead. And then once they watch that, they're going to be enticed to check out your offer itself. And then boom, they'll hop on a sales call. You'll close deals. Great. So aside from clipping up long form videos, you want to create short form videos independent of any long form asset. It's also a great way to test out content ideas for long form videos. Maybe you have a content idea for a long video, but you don't want to make that whole long form video and just have it flop. So create short form content that tests out the idea. If it responds well, then turn it into a long form video. Some of your short form content will serve as top of funnel for your longer videos and will be used to build an audience and generate traffic. That's what's so great about short form content, is that it's so easy to grow a fast following on TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, as opposed to when you're just starting out on YouTube making long form videos. It takes longer. So in the beginning stages of your content, you want to produce short form that casts a wide net of your audience, and you want to dive into greater detail and the specifics when you have a following established. So what I mean by that is that you don't want to go too in depth with like technical terms and words that only certain people will be able to understand. So going back to the lead generation idea, you don't want to just be rambling off about the importance of mass cold email outreach when your audience might not even know what a cold email is. So start off by casting a wide net, introduce the idea of your service or of your business, and then slowly dive deeper and deeper into it as your following grows. All right, that's short form video content. Now, once you have both long form and short form content, how do you actually utilize it? So, outreach. Sending YouTube videos and sales assets via cold email or DM is a phenomenal way to personalize your outreach and send follow-ups with prospects who've shown interest. Instead of just bumping up messages and asking a prospect who showed some interest, being like, hey, just want to see how you're doing. Instead of that, just say, hey, like I made this sales asset or I made this YouTube video that goes over exactly the problems that you were telling me you had. You want to check it out? They'll likely say yes, and you just send it over to them, and they'll become familiar with you. The more videos they watch of you, the more they feel like they know you. For example, someone like Alex Hormozi, I'm sure if you guys could afford it, you would love to work with Alex Hormozi simply because you know that he's just a genius when it comes to online or business as a whole. You want to create that exact confidence and conviction with your prospects through the YouTube videos and the short form content that you produce. So, like I said, the more content you produce, the more opportunities you create for personalized messages. If you notice a prospect is facing problems that you outline in a video, send them a link to your content. Maybe you realize you see an Instagram post of a guy complaining about how he can't sign any clients, and you created a YouTube video specifically about that. Offer that video to him, to send it to him, and maybe he'll hop on a sales call. He's a lot more likely than if you just constantly spam him and just annoy him. Everyone loves free value, so why not provide it to people you actually want to work with? All right, testing. Review the performance and analytics of your content. Look at what content performed best and dissect what made it successful. Was it the hook, the content, the process itself? Use this information to create further assets and ideas. If a piece of short form content performed well, create a longer video that goes into greater detail. Consider turning the content into a video sales letter and running it as an ad. What I mean by this is that let's say either a short form content or a long form content piece of content did well. Okay, clearly somebody is very interested in that positioning of your offer, and then if it does so well, why not turn it into a video sales letter? So what I mean by that exactly is, let's say like a piece of content performed really well going over, let's say for my agency, I help others, agency owners, create short form content, and then let's say a video going over exactly how to create short form content as an agency owner did really well. I'm going to turn that into a video sales letter, and I'm going to make a whole website that just dissects only short form content itself and direct traffic to that. and I might even run it as an ad, directing traffic directly to that video sales letter, and I'll book more calls, sign more clients, because that piece of content did so well because there was an angle of my offer itself. Performance and analytics will also tell you all the information you need on how to position and angle your offer in the market. So if nobody's interested in your video, they're probably not that interested in your offer. Also, inbound leads. The best part about creating long form and short form content is that these assets will forever live to serve you for as long as it stays on the internet. I can have a YouTube video I posted 2 years ago still generate more and more traffic. People will watch that video, and years from now, as long as my business is still running and that video is still up, they'll be like, wow, this guy knows what he's talking about. This is relevant to me. I want to hire him to do this for me. So the more high quality content you produce, the more likely someone is to stumble across your business and hire you. You're just throwing shots up, okay, and seeing what hits and what doesn't. The content and assets you produce should be constantly improved and reposted on as many platforms as possible. Don't only stick to TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, LinkedIn. Use all of these things. And then it doesn't have to only be video content. It can be Twitter threads. It can be sales assets. It can be Google documents. It could be Notion documents. Just literally create as many assets as you can. It can only be just one content idea that you're just literally repurposing and constantly improving. That's completely fine. Your market will always respond to it. People don't remember what you produced 2 weeks ago and producing again. It doesn't matter. All right, so this was pretty much going over exactly how to create content. All that's left is you just got to go out and make some content. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Follow my YouTube video for more information. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it.